I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to see you, and it's been a crazy 6 months. You were in Vegas performing that night of the terrible shooting. And at what point did you? What were your thoughts? Did you think it was feedback, or what did you think?
Yeah, so when it started, it was just crazy. I was on stage, and our ear monitors that we wear, it just sounded like a guitar amp, or something that was just sort of crapping out, and I didn't really know what it was. And so it took me a while to realize, and even it took me even until we were off stage. So I turned around, and my security guy was running on stage, sort of telling me to go with him. So we got to the side of the stage, and that's kind of when I realized what was going on. I pulled him out, and he kind of told me what was going on.
Did you see people running and moving, though, while you were singing?
Nobody knew what was happening. That was the thing. Everybody was just kind of looking around.
They probably thought it was the same thing you did.
Yeah, it was just, that's the last thing you think is going to be happening during a show, So I think everybody was just kind of stunned and really didn't know what to do or what was going on or anything.
Yeah, and I know you went back and you visited some of the wounded people from that concert, which had to be heartbreaking.
It is, it's tough. I felt like people were there to see my show, and, obviously the last thing you want is for anybody to get hurt. So, it was tough to go back and see people, in the hospital, and some of them in comas and things like that. So it was rough. One of the hardest things I probably ever had to do, but it was also, to me, seeing them and some of the strength they had, just being, just happy to be alive and make it through that. It was sort of allowed me to look at it in a different light too, and be like, yeah, if these people can come back from it and have that sort of attitude, then I got nothing to be whining about,
Yeah. And you just had a baby. You had, how old is he?
He's about 4.5 months old now, so he's cool.
What's his name?
His name is Memphis. There he is. Yeah.
Memphis. There's Memphis.
He's cool. He was actually there in Las Vegas when all that went down too. He was in his mom's belly. She was about 7 months pregnant.
Wow. He is precious, that little Memphis. He's precious. Thanks for being here. Always good seeing you.
Thank you.
The name of the CD is Rearview Town. Everyone in the audience is going home with a copy.
This is your first time performing here since that horrific incident. What's it like for you to be back here?
Man, I think everybody sort of tried to make this, this thing about me coming back to Vegas, kind of tried to make it a little bigger than it was. For me, that I've got a million great memories in Vegas, and one horrible one. But for that one horrible one, I have a ton of great ones, man. A lot of career highlights for me happened here. So I love this town. I love Las Vegas. I love the city, and was looking forward to coming back out here. And I think this is the right setting for me, to be out here with the country music family, my friends and people in the country music world. And, so I think this is, the environment for me. If we're going to do this, I think this is the right way to do it the first time. But I was excited, man. I was excited to get back out here. And, like I said, man, I love the city and always have. And, I had one obviously tragic thing happen when we were here, but I've had a lot of great things happen to me here too.
Let me ask you one last question on that, and then we'll talk about the new album. Just a week after the massacre, you performed on SNL, and you performed Tom Petty's song, I Won't Back Down. Did you realize how cathartic that would be for the whole country?
I think we knew that us, performing on that show, and if we did it the right way, would be a big thing for everybody. I think everybody was sort of, needing something to sort of say, okay, man, it's okay to start the healing process now. And that was our biggest thing going on SNL was, I remember having the conversation with Lorne Michaels and those guys and just being like, they called and wanted us to do the show. And I just said, if you guys will let us come and I can say what I want to say, I can play the song I want to play, and I can do all this stuff my way, then I'll absolutely come and do it. But I don't want you guys writing stuff for me to say or any of that. So I wanted to make sure that it was my words and my message that I wanted to get across. And, and to their credit, they allowed me to go in and do that. And so, I felt like that was sort of it was not only a healing moment for me, but it was also a chance for me to sort of tell everybody else, like, this is horrible, and it's, but it's okay to start the healing process and start to pick up the pieces and move on. So I think that was big, not only for me, but for everybody.